Good evening. The Immigration Department reported today that it turned down 160 applications last year from foreign domestic helpers who tried to switch their employer after having their original contracts terminated. Director of Immigration Eric Chan said today some helpers would deliberately get themselves sacked so that they can look for jobs with better pay. Joao da Silva reports.
By law, foreign domestic helpers have to leave Hong Kong after 2 weeks once their contracts are terminated. That is, unless they are involved in litigation and are waiting for a hearing. Helpers may sue their employers for unpaid wages, untaken leave days, or refusal to buy an airline ticket for them to go home. But the Immigration Department suspects that not all of the cases are genuine and some of the helpers are just buying time in Hong Kong to look for another job. Director of Immigration Eric Chan says they get suspicious if a helper does not show up for a hearing 3 times in a row, in which case they will not be allowed to extend their stay in Hong Kong or apply to work for a different employer. In the second half of last year, the Immigration Department investigated 160 such cases. Chan says some helpers do not actually want to work for the employer who applied for their working visa in the first place. They would go out of their way to get fired so that they can look for other jobs in which they can get higher salaries. But the Labour Department explained where a helper is unfairly dismissed, Labour officers would first try their best to mediate a positive outcome for both helper and employer. If that's unsuccessful, the case will go to the Small Claims Tribunal or the Labour Tribunal. That may well be the case for abused helper Ariwana Salistianingsi. Labour officers who've gone to Indonesia have helped her fill out the relevant forms to seek compensation. It is believed that she's also being helped by a migrant workers group and lawyers. With regards to situations of abuse, the authorities have urged foreign domestic helpers here to report all such cases to law enforcement agencies. They say where such cases are substantiated, they will help them find another employer. Asked why immigration officers at the airport had allowed Ariwana to leave for Indonesia without questioning her about signs of abuse in her physical appearance, this is what the immigration director had to say.
Our officers did not have this kind of thinking. According to his memory, is that he's only you can see that have some darker skin on Ariana's face, and Ariana didn't ask for any assistance. And our officers just thought that maybe she had some skin disease.
The Immigration Department also says it rejects all applications for foreign domestic helper permits by employers who are suspected of abuse. Joao da Silva, TVB News.